Watching this is because it's a special edition, and we've got Metal Fest 94 coming up at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, not Club Benet, Chuck. And we've got Fatal Array with us, another one of the featured acts for this wild pay-per-view event. You guys will have to fill us in as to when it's going to be broadcast. But nonetheless, welcome to the show.
What's up?
How are you?
How you doing?
All right, another negative bunch here, huh? Is anybody positive here? Al, what's going on here? I'm the only positive guy in here. I'm getting beat up by these negative ions. So, Fatal Array. What is Fatal Array about? And where do you come from, and what do you do?
Hello from all over. It's about hardstyle.
You care to elaborate on that a little bit? Or?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get real, I'm going to be like a laser here and get very surgical with the questions. When did the band form?
A long time ago, but it went through a lot of changes.
A lot of changes?
Yeah.
And how would you describe the type of music you're playing as compared to Crepitus and our other friends?
We're more hardcore influence.
More hardcore? What kind of influences is this music based on?
Chromags.
Like old, yeah, like old, New York hardcore, crossover.
Right, and you guys hip on like the punk scene and everything?
Oh yeah, that's where it all started for me.
Sure, yeah, definitely. Big like Johnny Rotten influence and stuff from way back?
Misfits.
Yeah. Misfits?
Misfits.
Definitely. Now, what type of message are you guys getting across in your music?
Oh, it's a positive message, I would hope. Strength.
Strength? But strength in numbers or,
just inner strength.
Inner strength?
Get through, strife.
Through tough times. Now, most people say that the reason a lot of today's music is very angry and very negative is because it's a pretty bleak future out there for our generation. You guys agree?
Yep. Yeah.
Think there's much to look forward to, or it's just...
Yeah, I think there can be. I mean, that's where the strength comes in. Like I try to, get across lyrically, like to hang in there. Don't let nothing take you down.
Right, yeah. Nothing. Don't let somebody else, more or less cripple your life. You got to definitely hang tough and get the most you can out of it.
And if the solution is, violence or whatever, whatever it takes.
Do you think that's ever the solution, huh?
Sometimes has to.
Give me a particular scenario where it might be the solution. Besides somebody coming and hitting you over the head with a bat.
Well, that's exactly, That's exactly.
Well, of course. So you
not, senseless violence, nothing like that.
Violence within and restraint.
Peaceful violence.
Whenever it's not peaceful violence. Yes.
Peace through violence.
There you go. That's definitely the phrase that pays. All right. So you guys reformed how long ago?
It was a few years.
Couple years?
Yeah.
Couple years.
This lineup's been about 6 months with this new space.
Yeah. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell everybody what what instrument you play, everything.
Devlin, Stymie Carmine. Vocals.
Marcus Misery, bass. Jeff Anthony, guitars.
Keith, drums.
So this is the whole band right here? We're not missing anybody? We're not missing the cello player or anything?
No.
No, all right, just checking. I just
Hard
want to make sure,
reality.
you never know. I heard there's a lot of new hardcore bands that are bringing in that guy on the pan flute.
So we got a player.
I'm sure Zamfir's pan flute...
We got a skin flute player.
Skin flute player, yes, that's fine. As long as it's not one of the priests we were talking about earlier, we're doing okay. So how'd you guys get hooked up with Metal Fest 94?
What they call us?
They called you up?
Yeah, this girl I was seeing is a go-go dancer. Well,
You were banging her?
I
The girl
guess.
you were banging from behind? The girl that was wearing the protein mask?
the girl I do doggy style, that one.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, well, she knows the guy because he owns a go-go bar, Twin Peaks, and he called me up.
And
So-
got you guys a gig, that's all there was to it.
That was it.
Now, when is this thing going to be broadcast on pay-per-view?
What is it, like a week later or something? A couple of days later.
About a week later. Al, I guess somebody will have the date for us. We'll roll it up on the screen.
Edit it or whatever.
Now, this is going to be 10 bands.
10 already. I thought it was like 7.
Yeah?
Time,
And so you can just keep
Is it
adding?
10 now? Gee.
10 bands. And what time are doors opening?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And where are you guys slotted in this whole thing?
What are we, like, 3rd or 4th or something like that?
3rd or 4th. Now, I would think, just from talking to you guys, that it's going to be a pretty wild night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it usually is.
It's going to be
Yeah,
a
seats are gonna get ripped.
A lot of great bands. Don't break the seats.
And again, another plea, don't break the seats. Break your own damn stuff, won't you? That's good. So hopefully you guys will be down there kicking some butt. And I understand we have a video to roll in from you guys. So what's the name of the song and where was it shot?
I think it's I Tried, and it was shot at the Fast Lane in Asbury Park.
And I tried Fastberry. Listen to me, Al. Oh, we can't even go back and correct this because we're running the fast lane in Asbury Park. That's my second screw up of the night. But nonetheless, Al, we have this thing queued up. All set. All right, here we go. Fast Array. You're right. There's some pretty aggressive stuff going on there. Now, what do you guys see as like the future for this type of music? I mean, do you think there's going to be a big future in it? Do you think it's going to come up like the way, you know, quote unquote, the alternative stuff did, like the Pearl Jam, all that kind of thing that was considered kind of out there for a while?
Yeah, I think they got to listen.
You say that again?
That's the style that ripped ours and made it wimpy.
So you don't like that that whole thing?
It's garbage.
It's garbage.
It's all bit off old punk anyway, you know.
Right.
Rehashing that.
Fake.
Right. So you don't like. So there's no merit to any of that whatsoever.
It's just my opinion.
No, that's okay. But that's why you're here. We want your opinion. Do you guys have the opinion that if anything goes out and becomes successful, that it's now not street worthy?
No.
Like if you guys put out, is Metallica still street worthy because they sold a zillion albums?
Metallica?
Yeah. Would you think so?
I still think they're great.
I never really
See,
liked
this is different though because this was never really noticed by anything but the underground, you know.
Right, exactly. But I mean, you got to remember
they-
stuff like Metallica and Megadeth and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
10 years ago, I mean, that wasn't the mainstream either. Nobody was listening to that except for, you know, had like the cult following, and it hung in there and hung in there. And now all of a
Same
sudden,
thing.
now you know, you got the yuppies driving to IBM listening to, you know, Sandman in the car. Now I know that's not nowhere near as
That's because MTV.
right,
Yeah.
as
Corrupts
heavy
people's
duty
minds.
or you know in the same necessary vein as what you guys are doing, but it still started the same way.
You know, like hardcore and hardstyle, yeah, it never broke. I mean, it was around, and it was a huge underground following. And then it like went, you know, downhill. And now I feel it's coming back.
You feel it's coming back. Do you ever think it will get to that?
It'd be,
There's a
it'd
couple
be
bands
cool.
out there.
Yeah,
Now, who would you say are like the premier bands of this style?
of this
While he
time.
rubs his bald head.
I'd say
We are.
now or like what did I like?
No, I would say like right now. Who's out there right now that you can really, you know, you think
I don't know.
really kick some ass?
I don't
that we
know.
like.
Along
That
this,
you like? Is there anybody that you like?
in
Is there
this vein.
in this vein?
I like a lot of styles. I mean, like I like Tom Jones and Elvis. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
You actually like go home and listen to Tom Jones CDs?
Yeah, almost daily.
Really? See, now I think everybody finds that as a shock. I know I do. What about you guys? What else do you listen to besides
I listen to a lot of hardcore rap,
hardcore rap?
a lot of punk.
A lot of diverse.
Punk's my favorite.
Diverse style.
And that you don't want to know nothing but punk, right?
I like everything, but punk's my favorite.
That's what you listen to
I
most of
listen
the
to
time? Are you
Elvis
borrowing
too.
his Tom Jones CDs ever?
We have an Elvis cover band, so
Get out of here.
it never really plays anymore. But
Did you really?
Yeah, we played my garage.
So you're like going out there and doing a show with your band and then going and singing Blue Suede Shoes?
Well, he was very
On
hardcore for
Saturday
his
night?
time. You know?
yeah.
What is it? What do you think were his biggest hardcore attributes, Elvis? I just want to, because my father's a big Elvis fan. I'll be able to go home and tell it to him straight here.
Everything he did, that was totally hard.
Because he was against the grain.
Saying, yeah.
His
And that's-
sideburns.
His sideburns, yeah, they were pretty interesting.
His women.
Only to be followed by Mr. Brady some years later, nonetheless. But anyway, before we were talking about Studio One, I understand you guys have played there on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you say those gigs went?
Well, they went well, you know, but
The Overkill show was good.
Yeah.
You guys played with Overkill?
Yeah.
A
yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, really? You guys opened up for that? Because I heard it was like 700 people or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it
which
was a
was
good
nice.
night.
Now, what types of places do you guys play? Like, where do bands playing this type of music actually find a home?
Pretty much the same as like the rest of the bands we had on here. You know, it's all like the same thing, just
Is it like,
expressed differently, you know.
sure, but I mean, is it like Studio One? I mean, what type
Around
of
here, I like personally Asbury Park, Fastlane.
Fastlane?
I dig
That's
that
pretty much
place.
our home.
That's like the stuff.
Now, most people seem to be saying that the original music scene per se, not just hard rock or any particular genre, is kind of falling off the face of the earth. You know, now you go out, you see cover bands a lot, and you know the original band scene is kind of dying. Do you guys think that's true? And is there anything you think's going to happen with that?
There's always gotta be a replacement. You know?
Somebody's got to play their own stuff always.
Hopefully, it's a flourishing thing. You know?
Yeah, because you never wanted to die because people don't understand. They'll go out and they want to hear a cover band do Zeppelin, but then there'll never be another Zeppelin or another Sex Pistols or whatever it may be if you don't support
That's the
local
thing.
acts.
It's exactly right. Fans ain't like, you know, they used to be. That's why a lot of things died out. You gotta support what you like. You gotta get out there to those shows.
Spend the buck.
Gotta
If you
be
don't,
there.
nobody will be around.
Yep.
All right, good. So we're going to wrap it up, and thank you guys for coming down. Any dates you want to plug real quick?
Can I plug Mike Mazzio Tattoos, 257-5962.
There you go. And that area code, of course, was?
908.
908. All right,
Destiny
and
tattoos.
so we'll see you guys at the Metal Fest on Saturday night. It'll be on pay-per-view about a week after that, but make it down to Count Basie Theater. This Saturday, see 10 great bands. It's going to be wild. It's going to be nuts. Make sure you bring Grandma. She's really going to appreciate this show. And that wraps it up for this special edition of Video Spotlight. I'm Scott Schaefer. Thanks for tuning in. Rock hard, rock heavy. Peace. See ya.